Hi. Yesterday I was watching this documentary about this woman who was engaged to this man, and for reasons that weren't apparent at first, she accused her fiance basically of raping her and beating her and assaulting her in all kind of manners. And then after that, she accused even the father, I think, of beating her or of having some involvement, etc. And the father and the son were like completely mystified that how can she say those things, and she was believed by everybody. And until this senior detective was put on the case, and she discovered that basically the woman is a pathological liar and it was not true. But meanwhile, her fiance was put in prison. He did prison time for, I think, 3 months or something. He was in jail. And the only reason this new detective was put on the case because they had the money. Yeah, his parents were affluent people. They had the money to pay lawyer up basically, and they were saying they spent over like £600,000 to get this problem resolved. They lost everything, and the guy was actually a prison warden, so he lost his job and all of that. Lots and lots of trouble. And in the end, this senior detective discovered that it was all a lie, that she's done it before with an ex-boyfriend, and they traced everything, they looked at everything, and she just lied and lied. And the only reason that she got away with it for a long time, because she was cheating on her fiance with somebody in the police force, and so she knew the system, so she knew the protections that are in place for victims of domestic violence and rape and that sort of things. And yes, obviously something's gone wrong within the police force that she got away with it this long, and that this guy, their lives were completely destroyed. And I got upset watching it. I got upset because, one, if it wasn't for the fact that his parents were affluent people, that they have money, he probably still would be in prison and accused of a crime that he didn't commit, and completely destroyed his life and his livelihood, because obviously being a prison warden and then being accused of something that vile, that and go to prison for that means bye-bye job. Bye-bye job, and any other similar jobs that you'll be working with vulnerable people, that's just bye-bye. And the second reason I was upset about it, because so many women and men, but I'm focusing on the women now. So many women are going through intimate partner abuse on a daily basis. So many women are being sexual assaulted and raped, and it's hard enough. It is hard enough for us to come forward, or for the women to come forward and speak about it. It is already hard enough. And especially with cases as rape or sexual assault, most of the time it takes some time for the victim to even process what have happened, and then for them to come forward and tell, to come and tell the police, or even to tell friends and family, look, this has happened, is difficult enough. And then you have these people that are just making things up for in this case, it was greed because the guy built a house from, bought a house or build a house. And, and as I said, his parents, and by default, him, were affluent people. And she started this affair with this other man. And she just wanted all. She wanted all. She wanted all. She wanted him to be in prison so that she can enjoy, the house, the money, etc. I mean, what is that? What is that? Stop that. Stop that. As I said, do you know how difficult it is to even come forward and say, look, this has happened, and it is hard enough to actually go and not only give, tell somebody, but also to bring the proof, and that it wasn't consensual, and all of that is hard enough for victims to come forward. We really do not need people like you, like those type of women, to go around and start talking nonsense for attention, for greed, for whatever reason, And I find that, if you do that, if you lie, if you deliberately falsely accuse somebody of doing those horrible things, you deserve a prison sentence, mate. You deserve a prison sentence, and you need psychiatric help, because that's not normal. That's not normal. Normal people don't go around and accusing other people of beating them up or raping them. That's not normal. You have an issue. You really have an issue, because you're destroying people's life. You're destroying people's life, and you should pay for that. You should pay for that, because, as I said, you're not only destroying the lives of the people that you're involved with, you're also destroying the lives of victims that, because of you going to lie and accusing, it makes it harder and harder for true victims to come forward, to prove their case, to bring the evidence, to even feel comfortable to come forward and say those things. And the third reason, obviously, it made me upset is I have a son. And I wouldn't want any woman to come and accuse my son of doing something that he hasn't done, that not in a million years will you think of doing. And I kept thinking, if it wasn't for his parents, for this, in this documentary, if this man's parents weren't affluent, if they didn't have money, he would be stuck. And it made me wonder how many men, especially black men, I don't want to make it a race thing, but how many black men are in prison falsely accused of doing things that they haven't done? Yeah, because somebody got upset with them or somebody wants to get rid of them. Stop that. No, seriously, stop that. If you have an issue, go and seek help. You need professional psychological help. You need help. You're not normal. And as I said, I mean, in this case of the documentary, the woman got 3-year sentence, prison sentence, but she would be out with 2 years. That's not enough. That's not enough. You've destroyed people's life. You have destroyed so many people's life. That is enough. That is not enough. You've destroyed their career. Even in this case, because of all the frustration and stress and trouble, the parents split up. They got divorced. And as I said, they spent thousands and thousands of dollars to clear their name, to get their son out of prison. And they were left like desolate. They just left with nothing. Stop that. Stop that. As I said, you should be in prison, and not just for 2 years. I think it should have a hefty, hefty, hefty prison sentence, because you can't just do those things and destroy people's life. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. Stop lying about stuff just in general, but lying about something this vile. And as I said, you make it hard for true victims to come forward and give their story. And the reason you make it hard because of these type of cases, it becomes harder and harder to be believed. And sometimes victims will be like, well, I don't want to go through all that. As I said, it is psychologically very demanding and stressful on victims to even come forward and say, oh, look, I've been sexual assaulted, I've been raped, uh, my partner is abusing me in one form or another, because it's not always only physical, it's lots of time, especially if you're with a narcissistic person, it's a lot of mental manipulation, and it's hard enough to come forward and say that this or that has happened. So for all those women and men, but as I said, especially women, stop the lying. Stop the lying. Stop being vile. Stop being so vile and destroying people's lives. Stop it. And for the true victims of rape, true victims of intimate partner abuse, go and, go and tell somebody. If you don't want to straight go to the police, find a trustworthy person to help you through this, and don't allow people like that person, that foul woman, to stop you of going forward and telling your story and speaking your truth. There's a lot of help out there. There's different institutions, and if you don't want to go to the police straight, by yourself, there's help out there. Don't stay in an abusive relationship. There's no need to stay in. There is help. I will put some links in the video, and start by speaking your truth. Don't let what other people might think of you disturb you, because then you're being victimized over and over again. Don't allow your assailant, your abuser, to make you a victim over and over by not denouncing and not going to tell the authorities about what is happening. Don't stay. Don't stay in the relationship. Don't stay in the marriage. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks or says. You don't have to stay. You don't have to take it. You don't have to. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are loved. Even that person that you're with will tell you on the contrary, but you have value. Your life has value. Especially when you have kids, don't stay. Think about your kids, love them enough to say enough of this and break the cycle. Yeah? All right, then. Speak soon. Bye.